Hello, how are you? I'm back. Let's back to developing our project. A simple example for creating web API. In this context, to create an API from Stock Manager. In this the first part, we are only creating the um, every operation to register a product for our stock. Okay, so let's verify the things that we already developed in the sequence we are continuing developing the things. Okay, so we creating a simple solution of a web API, and we creating our controller, a product, the product controller, and we created some operations. We don't creating every operations. We need creating the delete methods and the update, but we already creating the get method and two, one for returning every list of products, the other to search by ID, the get, right, to get verbs. And we already creating the register, the post method to creating the products for us. Good. And talking about into database, we don't create a real database, but to simplify the things, we creating a simple list in this namespace. I'm get a name like a context, and I have the simple database, right? So for this simple database, I have a list from products, and for a while I left the visibility for my list like a public, because this I can't be using the right information from my controller. So I have how to access the product list and insert it, writing from this list, writing the things working. For now, everything working, but now we change the same things because it's no better practice from Unreal working, Unreal project, and using day by day. But I creating the first time, the first things to simplify. But now we are creating the form to organize the things. Okay, so we are creating other little parts for left the things more professional implementation, the architecture for the solution. But let's testing to see how the things are working for a while. I need in using the postman to let me open my post. Let me see where. Yes, I have in this app need and the application open, and we have in our first endpoint to get they return every product for us, and if I need to search for a specific ID, I only pass this and we return the things. Okay, very well. But let's change some things. I have in the option to using the get. If I need to register a new product, I use the post verbs. I need to insert the information for in the body for request, right? So you already see, you already saw, sorry, in the last videos. But let's start to improving the things. So the first thing that we are implementing this video is change this visibility the public for our simple database. But before to change this for private, because if I change to private, the thing is broken for our application. Our controller don't have more access and we will receive some errors. So before implementing this change, I need offerings some options to my simple database can be accessed, okay, for our application. The idea is I create a repository layer, and this my repository layer will be accessed the simple database, okay. But my simple database needs offers some option to return the data, permitted the creating a new product, and or updated or list the things, okay. So let's implementing these for our simple database. So it's a very simple things, okay. The first thing, we are creating a method to return a list of products, and I could have the name of the get, okay. Nice. So I only return the products. That's my first method, and I need in creating for the other operations, okay. Delete, updating, and the getting using the parameter for search by ID. But before, we need to organizing, change other things, because let's back for our models namespace, and we are created two types of models. The first is entities that represent my database object, my table, and I have the DTO. So DTO is very similar like my entity, but DTO don't have the complexity behavior that is commonly I have to my entity, right? So like the operation to creating and to delete. And my DTO is using, I'm working to DTO objects only on the layer the front end, more specifically for our example in the controller layer. And if we back and look in the things, okay, we are working to DTO is okay. But if we looking for our database, we are working to DTO, because the idea is simplify the things, but we need to change to work on the writing best practice, okay. So we need to using the entity class for my repository and my other layers or application. So I need to change this for using the product entity. And if you receive some error, we need to using this shortcut Ctrl plus dot to add your reference, and using the option using, because this line is inserted for us the entities, and we can remove the DTO namespace for this place. Okay, so let's change my method list to using the entity product and return products. Good. So we need to back for our initial data method, because you need to correcting this type for products. Okay, so change for our products, product 2, and the same for the other products for the 3. Finally, the 4 and 5. If you liking using the replace 2 option, okay, doesn't matter. I like it to know where I change the things, okay. So good. So I using in this layer of my database an entity object. Nice. So my load initial data is correct, is adaptive to work into product. Let's implement in the other methods like the get. So let's create in the get search by ID. or finding by ID. So I return only one product. And I get it by ID, receive my int, and you return the products. And using the search first by default, by parameter p, and IP equals 19. Okay, that's it. Get. So let's create for adding new product. So it's a void and the create name, and we receive the product. Good. So my product list using the add method to product pass and create it. Now I create the updated products and receive the product item. So how is no real database? We working a little different. When in the future we are using the database like MySQL or SQL Server, we are changing the things. But for now, I only remove the product. Let's understand that things like in this. Let me see. I think I'm better. Let's update it for after we implemented the deleter. Okay, so wait it for now because we are using this some features for this delete. So my delete, their operation, delete. I received the ID on my product and I'm removing this. I need using this get to find the product and after remove for collection. Okay, so let's use the get ID. I pass the parameter ID and I receive a product. Oh, product. Good. Now, if a product is found, if it is not null, I remove from my collection. So my products, I have the method remove from my collection. This product found. Good. Now the updating having two operations. One operation to delete from my collection and creating to updating the things. Okay, so I have this option delete and I pass the product but only the ID. I don't need to pass every object because my parameter is only the ID. And after I create again the product, pass this. Good. And to be writing the product is removed before to create again and could be returned the response to delete. So if we let's change. Let's see. The product is not new. It's because I have the product found it. So then I could be removed and I return the true because the product is removed from my collection, right? But if this condition for my if is false, so I complete the method and return false. Good. So I verify for update. I receive the Boolean value, delete it, or remove it, and I verify if it deleted. So I create my product. Very nice. So implementing the delete, my update, the create, and the get. To my list method, I would like in the sort the things by using the order by, and I define my parameters to my field to be using like a base to order things is my ID. Okay, so I use the product ID. And for return, how am I using the list to return? I need to change the type to list because the order ID return a enumerable list. So I change to list to back to the type that I need to result. Okay, so this get by ID and the other options. Okay, so in the next video, let's change the things to creating our repository because we only creating the interface. So we are creating our repository to access the SimpleDatabase layer using these new methods. Okay, so I see you in the next video. Bye.